In today's video, I'm going to be covering the hardest glitch in Breath of the Wild's history that has ever been found. Now, not only is this glitch incredibly difficult, and I'm going to go into full detail into why it is so difficult and has the craziest setup process ever, but also why it is so incredibly useful, because this is not just a difficult glitch that has no use whatsoever. This is incredibly useful and incredibly fun, even for casuals to play around with, to set up for their own casual playthrough files, just so that they can have some of these features. Now, what am I talking about? Well, I'm going to be talking about a sort of storage glitch that was recently found that involves you doing a long 1+ hour setup that allows you to use the Bow of Light anywhere in the game. You can skip the Great Plateau, you can set up challenge runs, you can get item duplication, among a ton of other things. This glitch is absolutely packed. Now, this glitch was found about 2 weeks ago, but I decided to hold off on rushing to make a video because I wanted to get as much information and understanding of this glitch as possible before I finally made this video. Now, there's one quick thing that I want to mention before I really dive into this. Future Linkis, take it away. I quickly just want to mention, by the way, that I'm launching a brand new YouTube channel called LegendOfLinkk Daily, which is going to be making a stream highlight video of every single stream I do. So about 5 videos a week on that channel. Now, as you can imagine with my size, it's kind of difficult to actually fund a channel like this and get editors for that. So because of that, I want to thank today's sponsor for making that possible, which is Raid Shadow Legends. Now, not only does Raid Shadow Legends have badass champions, tough bosses, and millions of players, but also gets regular updates, which keeps the game really refreshing and allows you to really keep feeling like it's a new experience every time you come back to the game. On top of that as well, it really is placed just like a console or PC game, but on the go. So I definitely recommend to check it out. I'll have my download link down below in the top of the description, so definitely check it out. After trying out Raid Shadow Legends for myself, I actually had a lot more fun with the game than I thought I would initially. I'm someone who kind of likes to pay half attention to my phone games and maybe just have like a movie or something on in the background, and this game fits that style perfectly for me because I can spec out my entire crewmate, level up my champions and all of that sort of stuff, but then when I actually go into battles, I don't have to continuously tap to make attacks because you can actually turn on auto mode, which actually auto attacks for you, which perfectly fits my playstyle. It was something I really liked, and there's some really cool champions that caught my eye too, one of which was Septimus, which is a legendary character, which is like a full tank damage guy, which has like basically a situation where the more HP the enemy has, the more HP that you deal, which is just like perfect for my playstyle in this sort of manner. Another character that I love to put on my team is Martha. Not only is Martha great to put it on a team because she breaks the enemy's attack and defense and gives your whole team a counter attack as well, but she also has some great skills such as suppression, which decreases the enemy's attack by half, which is huge. There's also some really cool updates that's coming for Raid. Raid just released the biggest update ever, which is called the Doom Tower update. It's a giant tower with 120 floors with a bunch of secret challenge rooms and 12 seriously badass bosses you can take on. And it's literally been waiting for a long time, and I can't wait to let you guys dive right into it. But with that being said, if you want to get a head start in Raid Shadow Legends, then definitely click the link in the description, and when you make a brand new character, you receive a free Void Champion Bulwark, 50 gems, an XP booster, and energy refills, and even an Ancient Shard as soon as you get into the game. All this treasure will be waiting for you right here. And who knows, maybe you'll even be able to find Link 7 in some lobbies when you're playing the game for yourself. But if any of this sounds interesting, be sure to click the link in the description to check out Raid Shadow Legends, because it helps out the channel greatly. Now, one question that you might be asking yourself is, why is this the hardest glitch in Breath of the Wild? Well, I'm going to get into the entire setup process, how each part works, and how to do it. And because of how long this setup is, I'm going to break it down into 4 parts. But before we get into that, we first have to actually set up our file. So, what do you need to even get started on this glitch? Well, first off, you need a save file that has the travel medallion, which means you do need to have the DLC installed. Then you have to have upgraded Sheikah sensor and have taken at least 1 picture, so you can at the very least actually search for something you took a picture of, such as a fruit, a vegetable, a enemy, etc. After that, you need to also have at least 1 memory, and I recommend you to have the first memory, so it's the first slot in your actual save file. And then you also need to have at least one side quest that you can mark on the map, which means that if it's a 100% file, you cannot use this. I also recommend you to make a second profile to set this glitch up, because you will actually end up losing all your progress on the save file. So basically what I ended up doing is I just made a brand new save file and played up until I achieved all of the stuff I just mentioned just now. Now, onto the glitch. How do you actually do this glitch? Well, step one of performing it is the second hardest part of this glitch. Now, what you want to do is you want to actually select a side quest that can be marked on your map. And you also want to make sure that if you click on the right D-pad button from the side quest, it will automatically hover over a memory that you actually have already obtained. Because what you will need to do for this glitch is very quickly select a memory. After that, you want to open up your actual inventory and put your cursor on top of the travel medallion. What I want you to do at this point then is press the minus button and enter the actual picture mode. And I want you to actually hover over something you have taken a picture of so you can search it with your upgraded Chica sensor. What I want you to do is I want you to press the Y button to start searching for the object, and then immediately afterwards press the start button. And you will know if you got this glitch correctly if the searching prompt is still visible on the bottom right corner of your screen. Now you have about a 3-second window while this prompt is up to basically place your travel medallion and then leave this menu as quickly as possible by pressing the minus button. If you did all of this within this short period of time frame, you are now on to the next part of the glitch. What I want you to do now is I want you to open up the map and hover over your side quest. And what you want to do now is you want to start searching for a shrine. And now while this prompt is shown in the bottom right corner of your screen, you have to press A to basically see that you're marking the side quest. And if you press A, you're now going to be brought to the adventure log. But during this kind of freezing moment for this half second, you have to frame perfectly press D-pad right and A. Both of these inputs have to be frame perfect, and the game is completely frozen during this period of time, so you have no way of telling if you got the frame perfect trick or not. But if you're able to time all of that correctly in that super short period of time, then you will see that you're now going to have view memory up on the screen as a little prompt up as you're playing the game, and it means you got it. Now what I want you to do is go up to a cooking pod, press the start button. I then want you to press the R button to switch over to system information, click on the load save file, and then I want you to take any save file in the menu. I want you to select it, and you're not going to notice that you have like multiple options to scroll through since you still have the view memory. And then you want to click on load save, immediately double tap D-pad up and press A immediately, because you have to start watching the memory as the screen is fading out, and you only have a couple of frames to do this. But if you do this correctly, what is going to happen is you're just going to spawn into the game in a weird glitched state. At this point, you want to either take falling damage or take out a bomb and immediately as kill Link. But you have to make sure that you do not pause the screen or open up any menu whatsoever. And if you did this correctly, when you game over, you now want to click on go back to main menu and then click on start a new file, and you're just starting a brand new world. You will know if you got this glitch correctly and did every single step I just mentioned perfectly by when you finally spawn into the Shrine of Resurrection. Because when you spawn into the Shrine of Resurrection, the game normally always auto-saves, which you will see in the bottom left corner of the screen. But if you did the glitch correctly, it's not going to give you this prompt up, but it's instead just not going to save. And that's because you're in this weird state of the game thinking that you're in a memory, even though you're clearly not. And bam, you have successfully done the glitch. The game can never save at any point from now on. And now we get into the fun part. What we need to do right now is we need to set up the glitch. Now, why is this difficult, you might say? Can't I just play the game normally? Well, not really. If you ever happen to actually, during this moment in time, save the game, your game is going to soft lock, so don't even try it. So you cannot save your game. And if you game over, you're going to lose all your progress. Now, there's technically one little workaround about that I'll get to later, but long story short, you want to make sure that you never game over, and you want to make sure that you never save the game. So you have to do a deathless run basically right now for being convenient with this glitch. Now, during this playthrough, you can get whatever items you want. You can get any, upgrades, any specific items you want. Basically anything you want to have on the actual glitched save file that you want to transfer over. Now, the only few requirements that you need to do during this setup file is that you have to make sure that you go to Rito Village and pick up the memory cutscene, which is the most convenient and best one to do for this. So because you need at least one memory in your inventory, and that's basically it. Now, when you've done that, you can either choose to go to all 4 Divine and Beast, upgrade yourself up, and, make the final boss fight easy, or you can go full any % mode and just go to Hyrule Castle and try and defeat all the Blights and Calamity Ganon and Deathless. And yeah, pay more attention than I did and don't die against Dark Base Ganon. But if you made it into Dark Base Ganon fight, there's a few more steps you need to take now. What I want you to do at this point is I want you to actually open up the menu and just click on Watch Memory. And at that point, you're basically done. Now you can fight Dark Beast Ganon. And now I'm about to do the final blow. And here comes the last part of the glitch. What I want you to do is I want you to hold the Bow of Light to get ready on a shot. Shoot the arrow, and the second it leaves your bow, I want you to equip another bow so that you don't have the Bow of Light equipped when you actually defeat the final boss. And if you did all of this correctly, then what is going to happen is the game is successfully going to be able to save your Game Plus file with the little star because you actually ended up activating saves again by watching that memory in the Dark Beast fight. Go through the credits or skip the credits and then click on Load Save File and load any save file. I just loaded the first one, doesn't really matter, just load any single save file. Then, for some reason, despite you loading a new save file, you're actually going to get prompted into a new game, just like if you press the new game selection, and you're going to get the intro cutscene. And when you spawn in, you're going to get this kind of weird half-loaded kind of system. And what I want you to do right now is just wait for the game to autosave in the bottom left corner, and then click on, start, click on load, and just simply select the one file that just autosaved like 30 seconds ago. And when you do that, you're gonna spawn in the Great Plateau right at the beginning of the game with every single item you previously had, including the actual Bow of Light. The only thing that doesn't get transferred over are the actual abilities you collected, such as stasis, bombs, etc., as well as hearts and stamina. So you will have to start that over again, or you can try and go for a challenge run. But you will have the paraglider, and you will have every single item, every single armor, etc. that you had on the previous save file in this brand new file. And now you can play the game just like normal. Now you have nothing to worry about. Thank God you're finally done. Now, there's a new discovery that was made that technically allows you to back up your kind of progress if you happen to die during this entire setup process. But I actually ended up dying a few times when I made this recording, which is why this video took me so long to make. Now, the reasoning I didn't personally try and save it is because the way to kind of back up, if you happen to mess up this glitch, is what you want to do is you basically want to load up your save file and make it all the way to Eventide Island without ever picking up any weapon, any resources, nothing. You cannot pick up anything that adds to your inventory. Enter the Eventide trial, and then when you've done that, you're just going to simply leave the trial. And when you leave the trial, the game is going to give you all of the items back. But I was not set up to try and go to Eventide Island without collecting anything in the game. So for me, that was just kind of a rip, honestly. So that's why I didn't attempt that. But if you really have a crazy setup and you happen to die late, that is something you can do to actually try and back this glitch up. But with all of that being said, you might be asking yourself, okay, what does this glitch officially do then? Well, not only do you have the Bow of Light, which has infinite arrows and an incredible amount of damage, which allows you to kill guardians, bosses, you name it, in only a few shots, but on top of that as well, you can also end up, having the paraglider early, which allows you to finally skip the Great Plateau, among tons of other things. You can see right here, I have the armor in the opening cutscene. You can basically bring whatever items you want. You can also obviously duplicate things if you want to, bring the Master Sword over from the start, Literally anything. Everything is possible that you can obtain in the game. But with all of that being said, that is basically the entire coverage of this crazy glitch, the hardest glitch that's ever been found in Breath of the Wild. And it took me 4 days to perform. I have never spent so long on a glitch because I kept screwing this up. It was incredibly difficult. But either way, I hope you really enjoyed the video though. Definitely be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and my new YouTube channel, LegendOfLinkk. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate that. I wish you all a fantastic rest of your day/evening. And I will see you all in the next one. Later everybody. Bye bye.